History is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday. Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling her.
This is the first time in a long they had 11. Send us some of your
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following.
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Midday.
Breaking news this morning from Liberty County, where a teenager was hit and killed, presumably while trying to get to school. We are live with the latest on the driver and whether charges are expected in this case.
Also, a battle over evidence in the Gessner Road explosion. This morning, lawyers from the homeowners took the city to court ahead what the city wanted to do with potential evidence and what a judge ruled in that case.
Safety questions for Southwest Airlines, what the airline is accused of doing for over roughly 2 years and how it's responding to the allegations. But we begin this morning with that breaking news, a teenager hit and killed. Thank you for joining us. I'm Andy Sirota.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. That teen has now been identified as Tyrese Meningo. The 14-year-old was killed as he was attempting to cross Highway 321 right near Dayton High School. Channel 2's Vincent Crivelli live right now on the scene. So, Vincent, we do know that teen was a student at Woodrow Wilson Jr. High School.
That's right. Such a tragic situation. This teenager was on their way to school when they were struck by a vehicle here on Highway 321. Authorities have been on scene for over 3 hours as the investigation into this deadly accident continues. In the middle of the road, a mangled bicycle, the metal twisted from the impact. At 6:45 this morning, 14-year-old Tyrese Meningo was on his way to Woodrow Wilson Jr. High School when he was struck by a vehicle. The 8th grader was pronounced deceased on scene. Authorities are investigating the deadly crash, conducting accident reconstruction as a drone is in the air, taking pictures and making measurements. The scene stretches nearly a quarter of a mile, debris scattered throughout. Dayton ISD released a statement. It says in part, "Our thoughts and prayers are with the family and friends of our student. There are additional grief counselors on campus to assist students and staff to help deal with the loss of our young Bronco." And the driver of the vehicle remained on scene and is cooperating with police. Now authorities say at this time they do not expect to file criminal charges. Reporting live in Liberty County, Vincent Crivelli, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Thank you, Vincent. We have much more on this story on click2houston.com as well as our Channel 2 app. And of course, we're the first to send this out to everyone.
Not the best day in terms of our weather this week. I mean, it looks like the sun wants to come out, Eric.
I know. It's gloomy. It's chilly.
It is.
The beach is gloomy.
You know, it's not a Chamber of Commerce day.
Exactly.
But look at it this way. It could be a lot worse, right? We could have freezing rain. We could, you know,
True.
This time of year, we could see a myriad of different types of weather. So, yes, it is cool. You'll need the jacket. It's not very sunny, so it's not very bright out there. So you'll just have to find your inner sunshine for the rest of the afternoon. Galveston.com camera looking out over Babes Beach. Not the perfect day to be on the beach, but you know what? Put a jacket on, stroll down the sand. 54 degrees. Temperatures staying in the 50s today. North breezes 13 miles per hour. The north wind, combined with the fact that we're not going to see much, if any, sunshine, keeps us cool during the day. We should be in the 60s this time of year. We're hazy. We've got some low clouds here in town. So the Kaplan Sinus Relief camera looking out over downtown, over uptown. Not the prettiest. 51 degrees, our current temperature in town. Northeast breezes at 9. That north wind will continue for the remainder of the day today. Temperatures off to the north of the city in the 40s, so definitely a chill in the air. Very close to where we started as far as temperatures go right now compared to where we were at sunrise today. A little bit warmer, but not much. The wind coming out of the north, 5-10 miles per hour. We're looking at temperatures holding in the 50s for the remainder of the afternoon, so don't look for much of a warm up. The one thing that's conspicuously absent from our forecast here in Houston is any kind of rain. Take a quick look at Exact Track Radar. Couple of showers down closer to the coast, so we're not ruling out a sprinkle or two, especially south of Houston, but most of us do stay dry today. We've got improving weather coming into the weekend. We will detail that in the 10-day in just a minute. Stay tuned for that.
All right, thank you, Eric. Some new developments today in the deadly explosion that rocked Northwest Houston nearly 1 week ago today. This morning, lawyers filed a temporary restraining order against the city to prevent evidence from being cleared from the nearby streets. Now, to much of their surprise, the city fought that order in that hearing this morning. Channel 2's Sally Mamdouh is live this morning now in Northwest Houston with more on what happened at today's hearing. Sally.
And tonight, here's a little bit of a background here. Today, many of those lawyers representing families, victims, and representing the residents impacted by this explosion were inside the courtroom here for this hearing because they wanted to make sure that Stefani Lane, that sits right across from that facility, remains blocked off for their investigation. They're going to send in experts to investigate that road, and they say that there's critical evidence on that road, and they want to make sure that it's preserved and nobody touches it. Well, to their surprise, the city was not on board. A temporary restraining order was granted to continue blocking a portion of Stefani Lane that sits adjacent to Watson Grinding and Manufacturing, the site of last week's explosion.
Now our experts can go in, do their investigation, and figure out the cause and origin of this explosion that happened.
Robert Kwok, who's representing 130 residents impacted by the devastation of the explosion and are now suing, is calling today's hearing a win after he, along with several other lawyers in the courtroom, including Muhammad Aziz, who's representing the Frank Flores family, were surprised by the city's pushback.
It's ridiculous that the city won't help us or even help the investigation or not. We're not even asking for their help. We just need them to stay out of the way.
Tried to get the city side.
Why did you guys object?
We cannot comment at this time.
During the hearing, the city told the judge the reason they opposed the order is because, quote, the city had nothing to do with this explosion and that closing the road longer could become costly and pose a safety issue. Leith Weed, who represents Houston Corvette Services that sits on Stefani Lane and was damaged by the explosion, says the city's position just doesn't make any sense.
2 families have lost their loved ones. Businesses have been totally destroyed. And for the city attorney's office to come in here and say, well, we just need to work that out later is crazy.
And again, for the past couple of days here since this explosion happened, we've been trying to get someone with Watson Grinding and Manufacturing Facility, a representative on camera, to just tell us what their position are in this whole ordeal. They have declined. They've only been given a statement. In the meantime, today at this hearing, there was an attorney with Watson Grinding and Manufacturing Facility. He also declined to go on camera. We're live in downtown Houston. Sally Mamdouh, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Sally, thank you. New developments in a story that we first broke in October. A caretaker is now facing charges after she was accused of abusing a 93-year-old woman at a nursing home. 32-year-old Tracy Thompson is charged with injury to an elderly person. That's a third-degree felony. According to court documents, Thompson worked at the Grace Care Center at North Point and on October 3rd was caught on hidden camera being aggressive with a 93-year-old patient. During a court appearance, a judge set Thompson's bond at $25,000 and ordered her not to have any contact with the victim. Thompson has since posted bond.
The search continues today for a missing University of St. Thomas student. Police say 21-year-old Angela Wynn left Guyan Hall right off Sulross Street last Wednesday in the Montrose area. Now she was wearing a black coat, white sneakers, and carrying a red or pink backpack at the time. As of right now, police say they don't suspect foul play, but if you see her, you're asked to give police a call. Gone, but not forgotten. The world is remembering Kobe Bryant in the wake of his untimely death in a helicopter crash on Sunday.
His death sparked a rush for Kobe apparel and memorabilia. Nike says it has sold out of its Kobe Bryant gear. A search of Kobe or Kobe Bryant on Nike's website shows no available merchandise, and it immediately redirects to a statement that says in part he was a beloved member of the Nike family. We will miss him greatly. Mamba forever. Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter Gianna, along with 7 others, were killed in the crash in Calabasas, California. The wreckage of that crash is now in Phoenix, Arizona, where agents with the NTSB will examine mechanical parts of the chopper, including the engine and gearboxes.
As the investigation continues, the NBA is honoring Bryant's life. A moment of silence was held last night during the Nets game. The team spotlighted 2 empty chairs you can see here with white, purple, and gold flowers sitting on them. The tributes have been seen far away as the Philippines. A Filipino artist created a giant mural to honor the basketball legend. The center of that mural is a black and white photo of Bryant and Gianna. Well, Southwest Airlines is coming under fire this morning. According to a government audit, the airline failed to prioritize passenger safety. Now, the findings of that report were released by the Wall Street Journal. In it, the report said that those pilots flew more than 17 million passengers on planes with unconfirmed maintenance records. Now, this has been going on for 2 years now. In a statement, Southwest Airlines said in part, quote, "We have communicated our disappointment in the draft audit report to the OIG and will continue to communicate any concerns directly with its office. Any implication that we would tolerate a relaxing of standards is absolutely unfounded."
In the future of space, NASA is retiring its Spitzer infrared space telescope today.
That's right. Spitzer was launched back in 2003. It concluded science activities on Tuesday, sent data yesterday, and today enters a safe hibernation mode. Now, Spitzer observed 800,000 celestial targets during its 16-year mission. The telescope also delivered upwards of 36 million raw images. NASA says it enabled the discovery of exoplanets right outside of our solar system and galaxies nearly as old as the universe itself. Spitzer will be replaced by the new James Webb Space Telescope, which is set to launch next year.
The impeachment trial of President Trump is scheduled to resume today at noon.
Coming up, just how many questions were asked during yesterday's session and what's expected to happen today on the Senate floor.
A Girl Scout is outselling all of her competition. How she's already sold cookies in all 50 states.
It's amazing. Plus, caught on camera, a mother sees a thief rummaging through her home for more than an hour. She was all seeing this while she was hiding in another room. Coming up next, how this all ended.
Channel 2 at 10.
Good morning. Caught on camera, chilling video from inside of a New Jersey home showing a thief, you can see him here, rummaging around for more than an hour. A mother was home with her children the entire time, watching this all unfold on her phone. The thief can be seen entering through a back door. The man then swipes her purse from a kitchen chair, empties everything from the bag in the closet. Now, once he moved on, he was caught in the living room on camera. That's when the mother made her move.
And that's when I closed the door and I called the police and I asked the police to come. He was for more than an hour in my house, walking around, going outside, coming back.
That had to be terrifying. The woman's cries for help startled the man, and that's when he ran out the front door, making off with her purse. Fortunately, she nor her children were harmed. Police are still searching for that crook.
Day 2 of the question and answer session in President Trump's impeachment trial is scheduled to start at noon, but the spotlight is really on John Bolton and whether Republicans have the votes to block his or any new witness testimony. NBC's Jennifer Johnson shows us what will happen if no witnesses are called.
The question from Senator.
Another marathon day of questions and answers in the Senate impeachment trial and a battle over whether former National Security Advisor John Bolton will testify. Sources are telling NBC News Republicans likely have the votes to block any new witnesses, raising the possibility the trial could be over as soon as tomorrow night.
75% of Americans, 3/4, say they want witnesses and documents. They want a fair trial. They want to see the full picture.
I don't see a need for any additional witnesses. America has heard enough.
And if there are more witnesses, White House lawyers want to call their own.
I want Adam Schiff. I want Hunter Biden. I want Joe Biden. I want the whistleblower.
Democrats eager to question Bolton, whose forthcoming book, according to the New York Times, ties President Trump's decision to withhold military aid to Ukraine to an investigation of the Bidens. One White House lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, raised eyebrows and some gasped in the Senate after saying a president can't be impeached for doing something that might help him politically if he believes it's in the country's best interest.
That cannot be the kind of quid pro quo that results in impeachment.
I've just never heard anything like that. I think it's absolutely unconscionable, and I just think we're in new territory.
3 Republicans have expressed an interest in hearing from Bolton, but that would make it a 50-50 tie, meaning no new witnesses.
Chief Justice John Roberts has indicated he won't insert himself in a tie that sets up a possible vote to acquit or convict the president late Friday. Jennifer Johnson, NBC News, Washington.
Part of the U.S.-Mexico border wall needs repairs after high winds blew down panels in Mexicali yesterday. The area is part of an ongoing construction project to improve existing sections of that wall. A Customs and Border Patrol agent says the section has recently been set in concrete but has not yet cured. It's right now unclear how long it's going to take to fix those panels.
Girl Scout cookie season just started, and this scout in West Virginia is starting the season off with a bang. The troop says 7-year-old Rory Clark sold cookies in all 50 states.
Wow.
Yeah, she and her family use social media and her own website to reach customers across the country. Scout leaders say she sold close to 700 boxes of cookies. A very savvy, business savvy young lady.
They're so easy to sell because they're so good.
I know. They pretty much do all the marketing for themselves. I mean, you just say, hey, I've got Girl Scout cookies to sell. And you're like, yeah, I melt.
Here's my money.
Yeah. There's not one that I don't like.
No, they're so good.
Thing. And I don't even care to know how many calories are in there.
Oh, Haley told us the other day, and it's a little depressing.
The C word.
I'd rather be ignorant.
If you're going to talk about the C word, just cookies.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Nothing about calories.
Ignorance is bliss when it comes to Girl Scout cookies. Well, weather. Let's turn our attention to that, shall we? Let's get you ready for your second half of Thursday. And it's not going to be all that pretty outside. It's going to be a little on the cloudy side, as you see right now, looking down the beach. This is Babes Beach, Galveston.com camera. 54 degrees, dew point 50. So it's a little muggy out there. It's kind of a damp, cool day today. North breeze is 13. That's not going to change as we go through the afternoon. Southwest Freeway looking pretty cloudy too. I'm not going to rule out a stray shot of sunshine here or there, a brief glimpse, but mostly today is going to be a cloudy day. 52 degrees in town, north breezes at 12. We continue to be cooler than normal today. In fact, temperatures holding in the 40s north of the city. Low to mid 50s in town, 54 Angleton, Galveston. Those are some of the warmer readings, warmer, I use that in quotes, around southeast Texas. So we stay cool today thanks to the north wind. Not too much is going to change as we head into the day tomorrow. We're not going to see too big of a change in our weather pattern. You can even see a couple of showers in our coastal counties, so we'll leave about a 10% chance, and they should be confined to areas south of Houston during the day today. They'll be very light, and they'll move by pretty quickly. So for most of us, we stay dry today, just kind of gray. We head into the evening hours to the overnight temperatures holding in the 50s this evening. In fact, through the overnight, temperatures not doing much, staying pretty flat. By tomorrow morning, a bigger slug of moisture just offshore in the Gulf of Mexico could clip once again our coastal counties. So we're going to leave a little bit of rain in the forecast early in the morning. We're talking pre-dawn into maybe the 6, 7 o'clock range before all this stuff kind of moves out of here. So most of the day tomorrow is actually decent. I think we start out cloudy, but by the afternoon, we could be seeing partly cloudy skies, maybe even mostly sunny skies as drier air begins to work in. Temperatures in the 60s tomorrow, so improving weather as we get into the weekend. Once this low pressure system, this coastal rain gets out of here tomorrow morning, by Super Bowl weekend, it is sunnier, it is warmer, high pressure in control. In fact, we get an onshore wind flow by Sunday. We should be in the 70s by Sunday, right around 70 degrees for a high temperature. And then a front comes through Tuesday into Wednesday and brings cold weather back. So a bit of a temperature roller coaster as we head through the next several days, but for the next several hours, not much of a roller coaster at all. Temperatures holding very, very flat, mainly cloudy, mainly dry, slight chance for a few showers again along the coast today. And then over the weekend, that's the highlight of this 10-day forecast. Saturday, Sunday, fantastic. We've got a short stretch of 70-degree weather before we cool back down in the middle of it all.
We'll take it. Eric, thanks so much. Coming up, the parent company of MoviePass is making big moves. What that means to former subscribers.
Plus, KFC is making some changes to the menu. Coming up next, what you'll soon be able to get in that cardboard bucket.
Channel 2.
Good morning. In consumer news, Kentucky Fried Chicken is now expanding its plant-based meat alternative.
Right, starting February 3rd, select KFC restaurants will offer new Beyond Fried Chicken menu items for a limited time only. The expanded test comes on the heels of the overwhelmingly successful test launch in Atlanta last summer. Beyond Fried Chicken makes KFC the first national U.S. quick service restaurant to introduce plant-based chicken in partnership with Beyond Meat.
Dunkin' is now offering some special items to help customers get ready for Valentine's Day. Starting today, the chain has a limited time menu of romantic choices for food and drinks. This includes pink velvet macchiato. Now this combines Dunkin's espresso with red velvet cake flavor and a hint of cream cheese icing. Don't know about the icing. Cream cheese in my coffee. Dunkin' is also offering two of its longtime favorites. One of them is a heart-shaped brownie batter donut, yum. The other is Cupid's Choice cream-filled donut.
The parent company of MoviePass has filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy liquidation. Chapter 7 dissolves an entity whose assets are sold off to repay creditors. That means former subscribers may never see the money they're owed. The filing lists about 12,000 subscribers who are each owed about $100. In all, the company owes almost $70 million to creditors.
Wow. Well, tomorrow night, one of our colleagues will say goodbye to Channel 2 for good.
I know, it's hard to believe, right? This morning, though, a look at Bill Baesa's other love besides broadcasting, woodworking, which he'll get to enjoy more in retirement.
Yes, he will. All right, now here's Channel 2's Mario Diaz with a story tonight at 10.
Homeowners burned by a home warranty company.
Scam.
Upset over the challenges they present once things go out.
I was getting frustrated. I felt like they were trying to get out of the claim. It sounded like insurance.
But in Texas, you might be surprised who is regulating it.
I guess that's a problem.
Channel 2 Investigates examines home warranty companies, the number of complaints in Texas, and how one state attorney general is taking action.
Someone needs to sue them.
Tonight at 10.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News Midday.
Andy and Tanaya back with a look at some of the morning's big stories. We begin with that tragedy in Dayton.
A 14-year-old was hit and killed just before 7 o'clock this morning. Officials say Tyrese Manigo, an 8th grade student at Woodrow Wilson Junior High, was crossing Highway 321 right near County Road 676. That's when he was hit. The teen was pronounced dead before help could arrive. The driver did stay on scene and is cooperating with police. Dayton ISD says there will be grief counselors on campus to help students and staff deal with this loss.
New developments in the deadly explosion at Watson Grinding and Manufacturing. A judge has granted a temporary restraining order to continue blocking a portion of Stefani Lane that sits adjacent to the explosion site. During today's hearing, the city told the judge they opposed the order because closing the road longer could become costly and pose a safety issue.
And Dusty Baker getting ready for his first news conference as the Astros' new manager. That deal was finalized with his 70-year-old yesterday. He's now working to finalize his coaching staff. That news conference will start this afternoon at 2. All right, some new developments now in the coronavirus outbreak. The first American evacuees from China are now in voluntary quarantine at a military base in California, with the next evacuation already being planned.
And new cases and deaths trigger more fears over just how quickly this virus is spreading. NBC's Janice Mackey-Freyer reports from Beijing.
This morning, more Americans getting out of Wuhan. The State Department announcing another flight next week, like the airlift yesterday that returned 200 Americans to the U.S. But more than 700 are still stuck, like Doug Paris, whose girlfriend isn't a U.S. citizen, so she can't come with him.
And quite frankly, I couldn't live with myself if I left my girlfriend and my dog at ground zero of a global pandemic while I escape. I can't do that.
Don't get too close. But for Priscilla Dickey and her daughter, it's a lifeline. They were turned away for the last flight, but are hoping this one can get them home.
Just all the stress is gone, will be gone. And we won't feel alone anymore.
The coronavirus is spreading more rapidly here in days than SARS did over months. The mysterious virus now reaching at least 18 countries, including the Philippines and India, and in some cases showing up in people who've never been to China. Experts worry the estimated number of cases, nearly 8,000 now, is actually underreported because of a shortage of testing kits and doctors still learning to diagnose it.
More international airlines are cutting flights to and from mainland China, and Russia has announced it will close its Far East border in order to keep the coronavirus out. There is the sense that the country is being cut off, but nobody is sure whether the restrictions will actually work. Janice Mackey-Freyer, NBC News, Beijing.
The clouds and the cooler weather really want to hang on.
They really do. It actually feels kind of like Houston winter.
It does, actually. You know, Houston winter is a mixed bag. You can have the most gorgeous weather on earth one day, and then the next day you can have something close to, you know, igloo weather. It's a mixed bag, to say the least. Capitol Sinus relief camera, though, does show kind of a gloomy day today. You're going to have to find your inner sunshine. A little bit of a haze in the air, visibility down, but not causing problems on the roadways. We've got dry roadways for most of the area. 51 degrees currently in town. Northeast wind 9 miles per hour. So we've got a north wind, we've got cloud cover, and those two things definitely spell a cool day today. Temperatures will not be warming up very much. What you see is kind of what you get. We may wiggle a little bit within a few degrees, but we'll be lucky to get into the low 50s off to the north of town today. The wind is coming in not too strong, 5-10 miles per hour, sometimes a little better than that, but not gusty by any means. And I'm not ruling out a stray peak of sunshine here, there throughout the afternoon, but it will be the exception, not the rule today. 56 degrees at 3 o'clock, 6 p.m. 53, and 9 p.m. 52. So even into this evening, we don't cool off all that much. A couple of stray showers down along the coast, even a strike of lightning, so maybe a 10% chance for us to see some rain today. But cloud cover is the rule of the day. We do have sunshine in the 10-day forecast. We will detail that, let you know exactly when it comes. That's coming up in minutes. Stay tuned.
All right, Eric, thanks so much. Remember, you can track your forecast anytime you want. All you have to do is download Frank's free forecast weather app. Just search KPRC in your Apple or Android app store. It almost seems unreal, but tomorrow our colleague Bill Baeza will anchor his final newscast.
He's retiring, but he's definitely not going to be bored. This morning, Chief Meteorologist Frank Billingsley shows us how Bill is going to turn his focus now to another craft that he loves, woodworking.
When he's not behind the anchor desk, many times Bill can be found here.
I love walnut and cherry.
Carefully crafting wood creations from scratch.
There's a lot of rasping and sanding and routing.
Bill's passion took shape when he was just a boy, when he and his cousin would work with their grandfather.
My grandfather was a home builder, and we'd watch him at night in his wood shop milling the wood for the cabinets that Tommy and I would assemble on site. So I really developed a love for it when I was 9, 10 years old.
These days, Bill's garage is home to his hobby.
I turn it to 45 degrees, and then I'm ready to miter.
His art, requiring careful attention to detail.
I make each box from one piece of timber. You can see where the grain pattern continues all the way around the box.
Every measurement, every cut, done with precision.
If all the measurements are right, this should fit right in there. Like that.
Every piece of wood perfectly placed and secured.
Now we put some glue on the top.
It's delicate work that can't be taken lightly.
Each one of these weighs 45 pounds. Then these weigh 15 each. And then this is 80 pounds.
Boxes are what Bill's been building, shaping, and sealing lately. But he used to spend more time on bigger pieces, like this toy chest, crafted by Bill and then painted by Dominique for her baby boy. For his work family and his own family, Bill's poured himself into projects.
And I've made tables, chests. Finally, I built so much furniture that my wife said, no more furniture. So now I just make boxes now.
Well, that will change again when he's retired. Bill's already making plans to build furniture for his son's new apartment, including tackling the one item he's yet to build.
Chairs are very difficult to make, but I intend to learn how and start to make chairs. I hope to make 4 chairs for Travis's table.
Bill's never sold a piece and doesn't intend to.
I just give them away.
He finds satisfaction in his signature craft.
When you're done, if you've done a good job, it all comes together well. There's nothing more satisfying.
Recent upgrades to his garage mean he can continue to work during Houston's hot and humid summers.
But now I'll be able to do it year-round, as long as my wife lets me keep the cars out of the garage.
And he'll do it with his loyal companion, Brinkley, by his side.
He's my helper. Come on, buddy. He and I have grown old together. He's older than I am now, actually. He's 84. I'm 72.
Now just days from retirement, Bill's reflecting on his life as a journalist and a woodworker.
Journalism is a craft, woodworking is a craft. I'm just going to transition from one craft to the other. I love being a craftsman. I've had daily contact for the last 40 years at Channel 2 with colleagues who are best friends. This is a solitary craft. It's just me, the machines, and the wood. So that's a big difference. I'm going to miss my friends.
Wow. Well, Bill is giving away 2 handmade wood keepsake boxes from his workshop that you saw right there. You can enter to win on clicktohouston.com/contest. You have only until 11:59 tonight. Those winners are going to be announced tomorrow. He is so talented seeing those.
So gorgeous.
Wow. All right, well, the Houston Rockets will be back at Toyota Center tomorrow.
Right, that's after a long 4-game road trip, though. The Rockets fell to the Trailblazers last night in Portland. Harden struggled after missing 2 games with a bruised thigh, making just 5 of 18 shots. But Russell Westbrook was on fire, leading the team with 39 points. Still wasn't enough to hold off the Trailblazers. Final score 125-112. Tomorrow the Rockets take on the Mavs at home. Tip-off for the game has been moved up to 6:30.
Well, when you're at the grocery store over the next couple of days getting your snacks for the Super Bowl, the Houston Food Bank is encouraging you to help them tackle hunger in the Super Bowl of caring. You can buy a pre-packaged bag of food right near the checkout line at H-E-B, Kroger, or Randall stores. These bags will then be given to food pantries across the Houston area. You can also go in line and donate directly to a charity of your choice.
If you've ever wondered what the sun looks like up close, yeah, you're going to love this. A new high-tech telescope is now giving us a high-resolution look at the sun's surface and what exactly it looks like. So in this photo taken by the Daniel K. Inouye Solar Telescope, you can see features as small as 18 miles in size for the first time ever. So what exactly are you looking at there? Well, it turns out it's boiling plasma, which covers the entire surface of the
Wow,
sun.
that is not what I thought it was going to look like.
It's incredible,
It's really
right?
neat, though.
This morning, an inspirational story for anyone who has a dog with a health problem.
Coming up, the major disease one beautiful pooch has overcome after doctors said there was just no hope.
It is a big night for fans of a critically acclaimed comedy here on Channel 2. A preview of the series finale of The Good Place.
But first, a live look at Wall Street. Well, we all know this Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday, Super Bowl 54, and that's when a dog named Scout will be featured in an ad for the company WeatherTech.
Yeah, they of course make floor liners and other car products, but the Golden Retriever is being featured because of his remarkable cancer fight. Michelle Beck has a preview.
With sparkling eyes and a tail that always seems to be wagging, Scout, the 7-year-old Golden Retriever, is ready for his shining moment.
Hi, I'm Scout, and I'm a lucky dog.
He'll star in a 30-second Super Bowl commercial by car accessories maker WeatherTech. CEO David McNeil is also his dad.
Most people know what we do, but what can we do that's going to have a bigger impact?
It's not just Scout's friendly demeanor that landed him the leading role.
He's courageous, very sweet to work with. Scout, as I mentioned, was really the perfect patient.
Last summer, Scout collapsed from a tumor on his heart.
And there he was in this little room, standing in the corner.
The vets near David's home in Illinois
Sorry.
told him there was no hope.
And he's wagging his tail at me. And I'm like, I'm not putting that dog down. There's just absolutely no way.
So David and Scout turned to the UW School of Veterinary Medicine.
We throw aggressive therapy at aggressive cancers like Scout has.
Scout went through chemotherapy and radiation therapy and immunotherapy.
The great result is that that giant tumor that made him collapse on the side of his heart, thanks to the University of Wisconsin, that tumor is virtually gone.
It's that I'm a cancer survivor.
This Super Bowl Sunday,
we couldn't be in better hands.
This CEO will ask viewers to help the researchers that saved his best friend's life.
I hope it has a positive impact on cancer for the animals and people all over the world.
He'll be watching with Scout by his side.
This research is so important because Golden Retrievers are among the breeds that are most prone to getting cancer. Other breeds include German Shepherds, Boxers, Great Danes, Labrador Retrievers, and Rottweilers.
What a great commercial, and to bring awareness.
Yeah,
to
man's
that.
best friend. Oh. Yeah, we would, there's nothing we wouldn't do.
No. Oh, no. No.
Good day to take your man's best friend or woman's best friend, whatever, on a walk today.
Your best friend.
Yeah, we've got a couple of showers out there, but most of us are going to be high and dry. It's just going to be a little on the cloudy side, but nonetheless, we've had much worse days. So my advice is to enjoy it however you may. Just grab a jacket if you're going to be outside, because you know what? It's going to stay cool all day today. We've got north wind, we've got gray skies, so nothing really to warm us up. 55 degrees currently in Galveston. North breezes at 12 as we take a look at Babes Beach there in the background. Southwest Freeway camera showing, yep, same thing. Gray skies here in town. Visibility is good. We don't have fog to deal with, so not a bad day overall. And who knows, maybe we'll see a peak or two of sunshine throughout the afternoon. I won't rule it out, but if you do see a little bit of sunshine today, consider yourself lucky. Temperatures holding in the upper 40s north of town. I think we will squeeze out 50 degrees, maybe low 50s off to the north, but probably mid 50s in Houston and down toward the coast for our afternoon temperatures. We're just not going to wiggle too much as far as temperatures go today. The wind stays out of the north, 5 to 10 miles per hour. It's not all that strong. Got a couple of very isolated showers. We even had a rumble of thunder down in Wharton County a little bit ago. And this is all in an upper level wind flow coming out of the southeast. Some specific moisture, if I can get the word out, from a low pressure system in northern Mexico. It is slinging a little bit of moisture in the mid levels around that system, which is part of the reason why we've got the cloud cover that we do today. So we go through the afternoon, notice not much changes. The futurecast being a little bit aggressive in terms of temperature, getting us close to 60 degrees in some places. I think we will probably see more mid-50s-ish type temperatures today, though. So a few degrees cooler than what our futurecast is calling for. Overnight, we stay largely in the low to mid-50s. We wake up tomorrow to temperatures not too different than what we're seeing right now. The big difference between tomorrow and today, though, is by the afternoon, I think we do start to see a little bit of sunshine. There's some rain off the coast early in the morning. It may clip our coastal counties right before the morning drive, but it's not going to be a big problem. That low over northern Mexico is going to move off to our south, so most of the rain stays to our south. I'll leave just a slight chance in the forecast for very early tomorrow morning. But into Super Bowl weekend, we've got high pressure building in 70s by Super Bowl Sunday, and that's going to take us through Monday and Tuesday, too. Eventually, this cold front is going to make its way back down Tuesday into Wednesday, and it's going to bring us back to reality. Cold temperatures by midweek next week. So a bit of a temperature roller coaster. Today cool, the weekend warm, and then back to cool next week. Today's temperatures mid-50s, 10% chance for that stray shower, so most of us stay warm today. And then the full boat. Saturday, Sunday, sunshine, perfect timing for the weekend. Groundhog Day on Sunday, 70 degrees for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl parties go off without a hitch weather-wise. And then we hold on to the 70s through Tuesday.
Nice. Looking forward to that. Thank you, Eric. Well, looking forward to this. Our favorite time of the week, cooking time with HEB. Oh, look at this. Up next, some food you can make for your Super Bowl party.
Welcome back. It's cooking time with HEB. We are here with our good friend Chef Jose over in Studio B. The Super Bowl is this Sunday, and what do we love as much as the game and the commercials?
Bacon jam, right?
Yes.
Everything.
All the food that goes along with Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, Super Bowl should technically be another holiday, right?
Yes.
You're trying to impress everybody, trying to do our best foods out there. So for this holiday, we have our bacon jam on sale this week. We've got the original, which is everybody's favorite. It's been around for years. You can easily throw that over cream cheese as an easy appetizer. Top it off with some chives, some cheese, serve it with your favorite cracker.
That looks really good.
It's amazing, and it's super easy to make. I have a meatloaf recipe with this jalapeno bacon jam. It's one of my favorite things to make. So I thought, why not put it inside a bun, right? And do it as a little slider. So I actually baked this as a meatloaf, just cut it up into little squares. And it's such an easier way to do it. You can actually see it here. Top it off with some amazing candied jalapenos by Buyer's Best. A little bit of cheese. And as if it couldn't get any better, this year we have our brand new red chili garlic bacon jam, which is amazing. It's a little more savory, it's more balanced, and it's just delicious. So I wanted to do some kind of Asian style wings. So I've got here in my pan going on my red chili garlic bacon jam, a little bit of fish sauce, a little bit of rice wine vinegar. So I'm gonna do about a quarter cup of each one of those in here.
Okay, and how long are you going to let that simmer for once you have all the ingredients?
So you basically, all you need to do is let it kind of thicken up into a glaze. So as soon as it starts kind of simmering here a little bit, you're just going to take your wings, and I've got these in the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes, seasoned with our all-purpose house rub by Adams Reserve. And we're just going to throw that in here, and that should only take about another couple of minutes to glaze. And I'm just topping them off with the some sesame seeds.
I know with that bacon jam glaze, your guests are going to want to be coming back for more.
Absolutely, yeah. And the best thing about it, as if it couldn't get any more better, right now at your local HEB, if you purchase any bacon jam, whether it's the new one or the classics, you're going to get $2 off each one of them. So make sure you stock up on them right now while you can for your Super Bowl ideas.
These are some great recipes.
Amazing.
All right, Chef Jose, thank you so much. For a look at today's recipes, just head on over to our website, click2houston.com. We will have them posted there for you shortly. Stay with us. We'll be back after a short break.
Welcome back. Well, it's now farewell for NBC's The Good Place. The comedy series airs its finale tonight. Mark Barger takes a look at the show and talked to the cast about saying goodbye.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Cool.
A journey through the afterlife that started 4 seasons ago.
I'm not supposed to be here.
Comes to an end tonight.
Wait, what?
What's the last few days on the set at The Good Place been like for you guys?
A lot of tears, as expected.
Lot of hugging, lot of hugging.
The Good Place creator Mike Shore made the call last summer to end the show because their mission was complete.
It's always good to leave the party before you get too drunk.
For a former school teacher,
Oh, this truly is the good place.
it's the end of her very first acting job.
How do I follow this? How do you find another show that's this good with this many wonderful people involved and that creates such a wonderful environment that means this much to people?
A show that cursed.
Where the fork are we?
Without curse words.
Shirt. Asshole.
Often embraced very juvenile humor.
Nailed it.
And tackled questions.
You want me to hold your weed?
And even bigger ones, like what does it mean to be a good person?
It's fun to be part of something that's about something.
Which makes it that much tougher to say goodbye.
Can we count on some satisfying closure for Jason and Janet?
It's quite possible, but I'm not going to tell you anything.
I see a pretty big smile from Manny, so I'm going to read into that.
I mean, like, yeah, you'll get, it'll be pretty satisfying.
And Kristen Bell says that holds for the entire show as well.
It is an ending that I can say I think is truly worth it.
Leaving the good place in a happy place with its fans. Mark Barker, NBC News.
We will see. Well, The Good Place finale airs tonight at 7:30, followed by Law & Order SVU at 9, then Channel 2 News at 10. All right, check this out. The recently reunited My Chemical Romance is now hitting the concert trail. The New Jersey Rockers have announced its first U.S. tour in about 9 years. That tour kicks off in Detroit in September and wraps up in Vegas in October. They will play at the Toyota Center on September 29th. Those tickets, if you're interested, go on sale tomorrow. Well, that's it for KPRC Channel 2 News at midday. Thanks for joining us. The news at noon starts right now.
Live from KPRC, this is Channel 2 News at noon.
Good afternoon. I'm Andy Sirota. We are waiting for an NBC special report regarding the impeachment hearing for President Trump. Today, senators are getting more time to ask questions of House managers and the president's defense team. But the spotlight is really on John Bolton and whether Republicans have the votes to block his or any witness testimony. Sources are telling NBC News that Republicans likely have the votes to block any new witnesses, raising the possibility the trial could be over as soon as tomorrow night. Votes regarding witnesses could come to a 50-50 tie, in which case the measure would fail. Here's NBC's special report now.
This is an NBC News special report. The trial of Donald